So this is the semifinals match in Division 4 of the Collegiate Chess League. Rutgers B is playing against Caltech C. So Rutgers B is the top seed team here. So they're expected to win, I guess. But Caltech, very strong team. In fact, Caltech's the only school that has all three of their teams remaining in the league. Although two of them were in Division 4, which we might be changing that rule next season. But for now, we've got Caltech C up against Rutgers B, and the winner will move on to play Caltech B. So, will Rutgers face the second stronger Caltech team, or will Caltech face itself in a rematch? I should mention. We'll find out. This is the match today, the ultimate conclusion. I see we've got another game that started here. So chess play is board 3 for Caltech, and Salty Sandy High School, I'm guessing that's what HS is, maybe not. That is Alessandro from Rutgers, so board 2. And you can see here actually Caltech's board 3 is actually higher rated than Rutgers' board 2. So definitely going to be a hard-fought match for both teams. Looks like Caltech C might be more well-rounded as a team. Rutgers has a stronger board 1, but we'll see. See, this is Caltech's board 1. Only 1,400, but still they work really well as a team. In fact, they made it really close when they played their B team earlier. And yeah, let me make sure the other players are here. Some of them might be starting a little bit late. All right, so we've got the board 1 here from Rutgers against board 4 from Caltech. So both board 4s for both teams are about 1,100 strength, but the board 1 is a little bit stronger for Rutgers B. That being said, though, the boards 2 and 3 will play a major role. So yeah, we'll see. What do you guys think? Caltech C has, I would say, the more well-rounded team, as in like a smaller difference between their boards 4 and boards 1, but Rutgers B has a higher average rating. And interestingly, I know a lot of team competitions allow some juggling, so to speak, of allowing players to switch around in order to kind of balance out the average rating. But the Collegiate Chess League, we didn't go based off of any rating caps. So essentially, the top 4 players were forced to be on the same team. But maybe next season we could implement a rule where teams are allowed to get lower rated players on like their board 4 to bring down the rating. I kind of like how I set it up this way, but I'm open to suggestions. So anyways, let's see. So yeah, this pawn was pinned to the queen, so we have the rook come over to protect the queen, and now this queen's getting off the d file, maybe wanting to bring a rook onto one of these files. These are the two semi-open files in the position. There is some tension here. Okay, so the d file opens up, probably going to recapture here with the queen, but then this is an idea for white here, ruining the pawn structure. So, okay, we'll see if white takes. I would suspect that would be a good move. And this queen can infiltrate and maybe get this rook lifted. No, so just kicking the queen away. This allows the queen to get back in time to be able to recapture the knight. But yeah, this is a strong bishop, so maybe not too fast to trade it off. Okay, so queen e7 here. Not as I guess if you go to G5, you'll maybe be hit with F4, but really shouldn't be too much of a concern. Yes, white noise, I am. Don't you worry about that. All right, so E5 here, cutting off this bishop. But putting a pawn on a dark square, so this bishop definitely can put some pressure on these pawns. We'll see if white will want to clamp down and start putting pawns on light squares. So yeah, after this match, Caltech is gonna have to organize with whoever wins to see when the finals will be. So depending when that is, I'll be streaming that as well on this channel. But it's definitely not going to be right after. But I will want to talk about some events coming up for the Collegiate Chess League. Oh, we have a result already. My goodness. So Trophy went down to Caltech's board 1. To be expected, I guess. Okay, so let's get a point on the board for Caltech. What happened in this game? This was pretty fast. Yeah, this is a nasty pen. Also just down a piece. What happened? So it looks like we had a bishop sacrifice here super early on. But we're getting a piece back with the fork. So the king was not castled, but castles by hand here. Breaking through in the center. Yeah, this is an awkward move. Essentially, maybe planning on breaking through with the f-pawn at some point. But yeah, the knight is not defending because of this pen. So there goes the board 4 for Rutgers. We had another result here, Super Villain. I like the nickname. What happened here? So, so an awkward situation to defend c7. And yeah, this knight hopping in once the queen is blocking the bishop. So now the queen comes in with check. The other knight is hopping in. Check here. Can't block with the pawn because you lose the knight. And if queen takes knight, there's this nasty fork. So the fork happens anyways. And actually, that king is smothered there by all these pieces. And the queen is forced to take. And there's mate. Wow, what a strong game here from Super Villain. Only rated 1260, but taken down 1395 like it's a piece of cake. So let's get a point here. This is board 3 for Rutgers B. Tying things up at 1 here. We've got 2 games left. Let's see, Hank Pete under a minute. This is the board 4 for Caltech. In a decent position. Actually, no, down a piece. Never mind. Yeah, worst time, worst position. Let's look at the other board. Sorry, Hank. His rating is very variable. Got it. Good to see you, Brick. Okay, only 18 seconds here for Salty Sandy. This is board 2 for Rutgers, Alessandro. So yeah, Caltech, they got this passed pawn. They're gonna see if they can push it. Definitely up on the clock by a lot, big time. So this definitely lined up with the bishop. Let's go back to Hank. He's only got 15 seconds as well. Oh, that's a free rook. Oh, missed the free rook. Missed that there. But still up a piece. That rook would have been helpful though, for sure. All right, let's see what's chess play doing here. Getting the rook on the 7th. We're gonna try to come around and attack this pawn with 2 pieces, but yeah, this rook should get behind the pawn. You want to be behind the pawn. This is likely to be a draw if this pawn gets too far extended. And it is promoting on a dark square. So it's going to be tough for white to push through, but you know, Salty only has 11 seconds left. It's going to be hard to defend. All right, let's see what's going on here. Defending our pawn, always a good decision. Yeah, definitely the healthier pawn structure for black. Also just up a piece. G7 could be hanging if we grab this pawn. So instead, just going back. Knight here seems fine. Okay. There's a check. Oh yeah, this was hanging, of course. So now the rook just comes back. Rook goes up. Lots of options here. If the king steps up, we have rook takes, king takes. But you don't want to get rid of this rook. So king up would be good here. Pinning the pawn. This is a check you can give. That was a fork threat. Yeah, so the rook had to leave. You don't want to go here. Okay. So hitting the rook again. Threatening this pawn. This is not mate yet. Very close. Yeah, lots of ways to go about this. Down here threatens a perpetual. There's some tricks here for white. Rook here. All right, he found it. Let's. Oh, we had a result between chess play and Salty here. Yeah, Salty got forked. So the king got into the game. And this was not the move because of this nice fork here. So really tough to defend when you're really low on the clock. So let's get a point on for chess play. That's the board 3 from Caltech. Karnik. Wow. What a name. All right. Let's see. The clocks are evening up here. This is a fork. Oh, that's a free knight. Take the knight. No. Did not want the knight. All right. Yeah, low time. Low time. The rook is defending. Now it's pen. The king can step up to defend, and it does. Don't go here because you lose your rook. You also can't go to these 2 squares. You don't want to trade off rooks. Yeah. All right, you're losing a pawn. And the clocks are about even here now. King steps up. You could have gone here. That's a free rook. Oh, king's up now. Shoot. You got a couple checks to give. You got to watch out from forks. Okay. This should at least be a draw, but it's going to be super tough now for both sides with such low time. I like this knight move. Blocking the rook check. Take the second. No. You want to take the second. Well, now the king steps up. Yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. You got to watch out for forks. I mean, yeah, rook here is a draw. You win the knight. So really, really strong defense here. I would have just given check and then taken the rook. Okay, this works too. All right, what a draw there from Hank Pete. No time to defend, down a piece, and he holds on for dear life. And a huge point, half a point at least, for Caltech to maintain the lead, but also to get that against their board 1. So really big match there between Caltech's 4th board and Rutgers' 1st board. So, man, way to make it tricky here. Yeah, with the perpetual threat. I mean, lots of missing pieces were left on the board. But at the end of the day, you got the draw, so that's all that matters. So we've got chess play here. Board 3 from Caltech against board 1 from Rutgers. So Atharv, apologize if I butcher your name. Gonna try to get a full point here. So not the best start in round 1, but still plenty of chess left to be played. And chess play had a good game against Alessandro, so they're gonna try to keep going, staying hot. Let's see. I like this pawn break. Okay, developing is also pretty good. Let's look at this game. Started a while back. This is Pranav, board 1 from Caltech against board 3 Supervillain. So we've got some fans for Supervillain in the chat. Strong player. That was a knight that was just hung. So takes the pawn, moves the knight, and yeah, that was a pin piece. In fact, actually, this was attacked, so that's why the knight had been moved. But this last move, G3, getting a flight square for Pranav, forgetting that this knight is now temporarily unprotected. So the knight was pinned. The knight had to be defended there by either rook to b2 or one of the rooks to c3. So we lose a knight. We're trading down here. Actually, you know what? Black was down a piece. How did black go down a piece? What happened here? Look at this discovery attack on the queen, hanging your own queen. So that's how you lose a piece, is these tactics. And white gives a piece back. So we've got 2 rook endgame here. Slightly awkward pawn structure for black. More active king, but this rook is it's not going to be stable here for very long on f3. And white does have this outside pass pawn. So how to advance here for both sides. Trying to get a rook off. White can insist to keep a rook on the 8th, and the king's going to probably come up to g6 to defend h7. And yeah, black's going to try and get these pawns rolling, but this guy could be fast too. Supervillain down a minute on the clock. But position's pretty even, pretty equal. We can take here. King takes and then rook check, and that wins h7 actually. But then is this pawn going to be too fast? Because the rook cannot get behind the pawn when the king steps up. So we're going to have to bring the rook back unconventionally. So pawn steps up, rook's going to have to come to one of these 2 squares to get back in time, because the rook can get here, and only then can the rook get here. So I suspect this should be at least a draw for black, depending if white takes or not. They don't have to take, but that's a way to win h7. Do they go for it? So, okay, Pranav's going for h7, it seems. Is this d pawn going to be a problem? I think Pranav invested some time in there, so maybe they saw that they're in time to stop the pawn, and that was good enough for them. But stopping the pawn might, even though it's possible, it might not be good necessarily for white. Okay, not even pushing the pawn, just connecting this pawn chain. But that might be a crucial move. Yeah, this king's going to step up now. If you play a move like, okay, e4, so locking this rook in. King steps up anyways. We can give a check. This rook, though, is going to be kind of short on squares. So, okay, getting behind the pawn. That's good. One move to protect it. But the rook check forces the king back to the back rank. And this king might be coming in. This could be good for black, even though down a pawn. Chess coach Robert, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's see if Hank can get another point out of the board too of Rutgers. These bishops on these very nice diagonals here. Black can take here and ruin the pawn structure, but with this rook on the g file opening up, this king's gonna step aside, and we're gonna try to cause some problems here. In fact, queen can come in now. So black definitely has the better pawn structure. We've got two sets of isolated pawn chains here for white. In fact, this pawn's hanging. Actually, it's not. Oh, but the bishop's there to defend. You could do bishop takes, and that also lends some support. In fact, you can play a move like g6 takes and bring the bishop back fianchetto, and you'd be pretty safe there. And I'd actually like black in that position. Okay, so queen comes up to f6, not allowing any funny business, attacking this pawn as well. So both pawns under threat. Oh, we've got the queen and the rook on the d file. So actually, yeah, this pawn is not under threat because bishop takes h7 is a move. So what exactly to do here? If you step the king over now, this falls with check, and you'd have to block with the rook, which would not be very pleasant. So what's the plan here? Oh, also this rook is defending. What am I talking about? All right, so the knight hops in with tempo. This pawn is left hanging, but it's probably poisoned. Probably poison. Also, this blocks the bishop's view, so d4 definitely can be taken. I'm fairly confident. Okay, so this is... I like white all of a sudden. What if... Okay, hold on. There's got to be something good. Queen here. That hangs d1. Okay, what's going on? Do we have... Rook back. Rook back, where does the queen go? Here? No, that's a fork. Oh man, rook g3, where does this queen go? If you go to f5, you're lined up with this bishop's sights, and you do not want to be there. Definitely not here. Definitely not here. Here. I mean, you can take a rook, but what exactly is white's threat after queen to f5? What exactly is going on here? There's rook to g5, but then the queen can come back. Oh, no. That's a fork. Is Salty Sandy going to find it against Hank Pete here? 1:50 on the clock. This is a pinned pawn. Taking some time here. Oh, they didn't see it. They didn't see it. Knight to g5. Man, yeah, if they don't play it right away, you know they're not seeing it, because if they see it, they're playing it right away. So there was some time spent thinking on that move, and lo and behold, the tactic was not found. Okay, so we have some results. Pranav here from Caltech got a win over Supervillain with the mate coming up soon here, and we got Chessplay taking down Atharv. So Caltech taking a commanding lead. Chessplay 2 for 2 here. So very strong players. But there's still a chance. I think Rutgers can tie it up here. 2 minutes 47 seconds to 30 seconds here. Not looking too good on the clock, but up a piece for white. Actually up a lot of material. This bishop could be annoying. Okay, this is a fork threat. How exactly do you defend this? Just rook up. Seems logical. Okay, attacking this guy, but you can hit the rook first. And then you're in time to defend c4. Let's go back to this game. This could be Rutgers's chance. So, okay, g6. I feel like knight back to its original square would be pretty good. But we've got to check. Now the knight is defending this rook. I wonder if we could have tried to kick the knight out. But I guess there's no time, because even if the knight was under threat here, the rook's in time to defend. And also, yeah, it looks like white's going to just rip open this king side. Like everything's going to be sackable for white. And this queen's going to come in. Yeah. Does not look good for black. Although, you know, I would have preferred having the queen as white with that fork. This is still fine. But yeah, Rutgers is going to need some points if they're going to come back. Let's see, I'm not up to date on these moves. What just happened? Okay, so queen over. Trading queens. Uh-oh. Is white gonna... Oh boy. What's happening here now? That's a free piece. Man, what a slip. Everything looked so good. What happened? That's not good. Sack the... No, this does not work. There's too many squares. Too many squares. You can take this, but it's no time. No time. And even if you take here, you don't want to trade everything down. Unless you take with bishop. Okay, bishop here is good. Yeah, you got to bring the bishop. Well, you don't have to. It's just you don't have the material, the mate. You're down too much. Wow, what a slip. What a slip. Let's go back here. What happened? In a position like this. Check. Dropping the pawn. That was a free queen that was missed. So, okay. Trading off here and then you lose the knight. So both sides missed free queens, but doesn't matter anymore because black should have this clenched in the bag. Yeah, this king is so safe. There's no check because of the knight. So I mean, it's just down to a flag race. If Salty Sandy can get a dirty flag in this position. Oh, maybe some perpetual. Bishop here now. Pinning the knight. That's a good move. Here? No. Okay, they were hoping for rook takes, I assume. You can take that. There's no time. There's no time. Too many checks. Rook check. Just don't play rook up. This is really... Okay. Okay. There's some... Oh! What's going on? What's going on? You get a rook. No, not here. Okay, that's fine. The king could have gone back, but then you'd have to repeat. Oh, and you lose the bishop now. All right, so what is going on, man? No time left, but still super favorable for black. I mean, this pawn falls. It's a rook against the world. And there's mate. Only one move. All right, Hank Pete, man. Hank Pete taking down boards 1 and 2 from Rutgers. Well, he didn't take down board 1, but he got the draw. And Caltech will take it. What a performance here from Hank Pete. I could have sworn he'd be lost. Oh, excuse me. Let's look back at this opening. So right here, the crucial move, rook to g3, really good. If Let's say queen back to f5, queen to h6, threatening mate was really strong. But yeah, missed the knight fork. So that was a big round for Caltech, commanding 5.5 to 1.5 lead. Actually, I think should be 8 points. I'm missing a point. I think board 4 for Rutgers got to win. So 2.5. Yeah. This was the game that we were looking at earlier. Down a piece here. What on earth happened from white? Low time. Yeah, I remember saying 2 minutes 47 seconds to 30 seconds for diff. So although up a piece, trading down here and using that outside pass pawn and saying my king is more active than your king. There's no time to take here because all of these pawns will fall. And yeah, you're going to be promoting, although not necessarily super easy. So in this position, you want to step the king up. But this works too. I guess. Doesn't matter. Anyways, good technique there from Trophy 74. Getting a point on the board for Rutgers. So not yet a blow away here. Rutgers has 2 rounds left. They're going to try to even things up here. But Caltech, they got some strong players. They're board 1 and board 3, undefeated so far. So they're going to try to keep getting their points coming. So, yeah, Caltech, they only need 2.5 points for the 8. So they need 3 wins, 3 points to clinch the match. And there are 8 games left. So we will see. Hi, Face Chess. Good to see you. All right. What's going on here? Diff is up a point. So Diff played well in that last game to get up a piece, but then the time was a struggle. So winning a pawn here, a crucial pawn, one of the defenders, one of the central pawns. And black has a 2-1 pawn majority in the center. But active queen here, castling. Okay. Can you sack? Queen check, knight here. Looks really good. That's what I would do. Sack, king takes, essentially forced, queen check, king back, literally forced, and then knight into g5. How do you stop? You can move the rook and then queen takes here, king over, queen check again. At least a perpetual, right? It's queen takes, king takes. I don't know why it won't let me. It won't let me take. So, oh boy. I said essentially forced. Because you don't want to allow queen h5 here. Because queen h5 is going to be played right now. And the threat is... Oh, wait, what just happened? Oh, so the king did take. Okay, and now knight into g5, right? Oh, you can take this with check. e5 hangs. The knight was the only defense, so that d4 pawn, right? Crucial. Now the knight can come in with tempo on the queen, defending the mate threat on h7. Black finds it. There's no discoveries with the knight. Oh, oh man, I fell for it too, man. That looked good. Yeah, definitely. I think white played like a4 when the threat of d4 was not addressed. So that pawn is the difference of the game. Because queen takes e5, I missed. Because yeah, the knight was important. So yeah, I had white not been here with check, if white had castled or something, yeah, a4, a5, definitely not not the best of plans here in this position. Like castling here, you still lose the pawn, but then the tactic would work, right? Like these are two moves that you've invested. But it was pretty. It was a pretty Greek gift idea. I will say this much. But now the queen has to move and defend the knight, so you have to come here. But white's using up a lot of time here just thinking about a queen move. There's no more attack. You just have to move and hope. You can keep playing on. So yeah, I don't know what's taking so long here. Maybe just shock. Maybe upset. This is the board one from Rutgers, so a lot of pressure. Div offered to draw. I have no idea. I have no idea why that happened. Maybe that was a pity draw. Felt bad. Goes to the banquet. Good to see you. So Atarv getting a point out of that against Diff 20 here. So the first points for the board 2. Only a half a point, but still on the board. Well, they're replaying, so I suspect that they had the wrong colors. Actually, no. He was black. I don't know. Maybe he said rematch. maybe there's like some sort of mouse slip, but I doubt it. It didn't look like it. Just looked like a. I don't know. We'll let them replay. The first game counts unless they agree otherwise, but the first game will count. So that's interesting though that they rechallenged. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But the first one counts unless they specify. All right, anyways. Let's look at Rutgers Board 4 here. Trophy 74 against board 3 from Caltech. So what's going on here? Bishop pair for black is what I notice, and these are some weak dark squares around white's king. So if this knight takes, you're helping out the pawn structure. Actually, not necessarily. This pawn will no longer be isolated, but you definitely can't take with the d pawn because your queen would be hanging. But what I like is that this bishop can spring into action. Or yeah, you can move the knight this way, not trade down, keep these pawns awkward, and also open up the way for the bishop. So there's a check here after the bishop gets to h4. But yeah, the king and rook would be forked if this knight is allowed in. Finkel, what's up? So yeah, you guys, I will be streaming um actually on the main chess channel tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific. So you don't want to miss that. You definitely have to tune in for that. And it's the big grand finale, Division 1. UCLA versus Mizzou in the semifinals, and then the winner will move on to play SLU. And I'm excited to say it is a charity stream. So, yeah, lots of good stuff. Let's see. I think bishop takes, pawn takes. Ah, the queen's here now, but doesn't matter. If you remove this knight defending this dark square, there could be some nastiness. Yeah, like bishop takes, pawn takes is forced. This rook is defending from this fork. There's tactics here for black, for sure. Taking the knight, although chess play is low on the clock. Don't do rook takes, even though it's tempting. You want to hit that queen, but you got to take pawn. No, this is a big fork to give up. Big fork. Oh, there's this. That's a big one. Wait. Oh, the knight's here to defend mate. Okay. There's the... You got to come here. You cannot take this. You cannot take this. Bishop here. Bishop here. Ah, rook here. Or just take here and then... Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's this check. There's this check as well. What's going on in this position? Chess play just has no time. Chess play has no time. Rook check or rook takes queen? Rook check, then queen takes queen. There it is. Oh, but then there's the fork. No, the rook's guarding. Okay, wow. Tactics. Bishop takes bishop, queen takes knight. Rook takes knight. There it is. Now you're defending the bishop too. Unbelievable. Oh, poor chess play. Had there was something in the air and it all just went downhill. Oh boy, now the rook's coming in and there's mate unstoppable. Either way. GG, man. Tough one. Trophy. Getting a point here. This is the point leader for Rutgers. Board 4, carrying the team. Let's see. We still have 3 games left. Let's see if Rutgers can rally around their board 4 win and try to get some points back for a comeback, because they need points now. Caltech only needs two games to clinch the tie. So yeah, Rutgers needs 4 before they get 2, or at least in the same time that they can get 2. So okay, what's going on here for black? Is this a threat and that? Or bishop takes, queen takes is really strong, actually. That's a threat. This is for sure a threat. Oh, this is hanging. So, okay. Pawn takes here, and this is a fork threat anyways. So, yeah, this is not usually a very good configuration because you're going to get forked. So, black's saying, take a piece. I don't care because I'm sacrificing here. Interesting. Yeah, the idea, you guys, is if pawn takes, it's mate in 2. Queen takes, queen mate. So, yeah, and then also the bishop and knight are both attacking g2. If bishop takes, then the queen has an entrance. The rook is hit. Lots of things happening with these pieces over here. So white saying, I don't see it. Give me the piece. So yeah, bishop's gonna move to one of these 2 squares. Next move, and then the queen's entering is the problem. So how exactly? I guess rook here should be fine. Yeah, and that's been played. But you know, bishop takes anyways. Bishop takes anyways. And the queen's coming in. The thing is that both the bishop and the knight guard h3. So black just needs a clearance move of the bishop, and the queen's coming in hot. So, yeah, bishop takes. If black can find it, Rutgers has a chance. They could come back. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. They have plenty of time. They do it. That's mate in 2. This was pre-moved by White. Pre-moved. They needed a queen or something because they could not take this. That is a game. Let's move on. Diff here again. Time pressure. I don't know if this game's going to count at all. Let me look at something real quick. A Tharv. He was with White. Now he's with Black. All right. So they say the draw doesn't count. Let's remove these points. And who is he playing? Diff. Still at 0. All right. Both teams board 2s. No points. Did I give the point to Salty? No. Salty, the board 2. Okay, so Rutgers does get a point from their board 2. Let's look at this rematch game. So they had the wrong colors. We've got some infiltrating knights here. This king surrounded by knights. I mean, this king is literally touching all 4 knights right now. The queen was hit. The rook is going to come up and attack this guy. What's going on? Man, I would love to play a move like knight check and bring the queen in, but this drops this guy is the problem. So queen's coming on in anyways. Okay, this is a threat because the pawn is pinned. Okay, you still lose the knight is the problem. So even though you get the rook, you're losing both pieces, unfortunately. So yeah, I think Atarv is going to go down here. Although, you know, Diff, only 13 seconds. Again, we see the time issues. Knight hopping in with an attack. I guess the queen can just shoulder away. Although the knight's going to take this guy. Yeah, knight takes. Knight takes. Play here. You're going to get forked. Got to watch out for the fork. Maybe you could push this pawn. Trick them? Yeah, nice. Trickarooski. With the B pawn moving. So yeah, Div playing with no time on the clock, man. Those tricks. Now rook to F7. Rook from E to F7. Bring that queen in. Don't even bother with these guys. Right here. Right here. It's too late, man. It's too late. You needed to see. You can't mess with those pawns. Okay, you win this anyway. Okay, that was good. That was good. No, 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 no. You can't take with the queen. Take with the rook. Take with the rook, man. Don't even give chances. No opportunities. Rook takes would be crushing. Take this with check. Although king can step up. No, now you give check. You cannot take. You cannot take. Do not take. Play here. No. Well, now takes. This is pinned. You can play here. Check, but the king just takes. There's this, but rook just takes. Rook takes, then king here. King here. Rook over here. And it's GG. Do not take this pawn. All right. Atharv coming back big time. What's going on here? Hank Pete, 5 seconds. Board 4 from Caltech. What's going on here? I think White's favored. White has a better position, but could very well end up being a draw. It is opposite color bishops, after all. How to make progress though is White. tough. Giving up a pawn. I'm not sure. I think maybe you should have started with this first. Now it's too late. You just push the pawn. Oh, he flagged. Hank Pete flagged. That was very likely a draw. If not, maybe better at black for the end there after the pawn was pushed. So, oh my goodness. Let's get these points on the board for Rutgers. Are they getting the comeback? 1.5 for a Tarv there. And we got Supervillain with another point. No way they took the lead. No way. Did I add up everything wrong? 6.5 to 5.5. I mean, that's 12 points. Is Rutgers B... was that a sweep? Supervillain, a Tarv, Trophy, and Salty Sandy. Rutgers B fighting back, staying in this match. This is going to be a very exciting round 4. Each team's board's going head to head. This is board 4 versus board 4. Hank Pete, he did well, man, but he's having time issues. Same with Diff from Caltech, who's yet to be on the board. What a comeback there from Rutgers. We'll see if Caltech can answer back. So they had a good lead, but a really tough round 3, and we're in this position now where either team can take the win. Rutgers up by a point. Let's see, we've got the board 2s have started their games. And the board 1s have started their games. So let's see, board 1 here from Rutgers. Over 100 rating points higher than Caltech. And remember, if Caltech wins, they will face their fellow teammates in their B team. So this is Caltech C against Caltech B. If Rutgers wins, they're going to have to face another Caltech team. A new and improved Caltech team. We got a Scotch Gambit here. Knight takes. Seems pretty reasonable. No, we're going for the sacrifice. Queen up. Yeah. Wins the bishop. All right, I like white. I fall for this like all the time. Usually in this position, I like to just push here. Give the pawn back and don't let the knight come in. Don't allow any funny business. But yeah, this is pretty well known, pretty common. Yeah, the king's gonna have to move. Yeah, and then you take this. Just don't go up. It's like bishop here. Don't go. Well, the knight could come here, I guess, but then I don't know. You go here. This is with check. Yeah, black taking their time now. Definitely was not aware of this opening, or just forgot about it. Unfortunately for Pranav here, thinking now in this position. But yeah, this is a pretty well known gambit, Scotch Gambit. All right, so okay, going for the queen check, just being annoying as possible. If pawn blocks, then we take the bishop, and this is some dark square weaknesses that we've induced. Also, just trying to get the king to make a mistake. I mean, not really necessarily a mistake per se, but to step up on the dark square so that we can take with check. So, pretty good choice of play here for white. Now taking with check, and then you can grab this as well. probably just blocks is best, right? Because you at least open up some development. Okay, saying, I mean, you could take knight takes is fine as well. Because, yeah, black is trying to say, like, let's trade queens so I can take your pawn. Or, not take your pawn, but if you take my pawn, I'll take your pawn with check. So I think best for white here is get the queens off. And, yeah, with the queens off, the attack is not as strong. But I still think, white could enter that endgame comfortably. Let's check out the board fours here. So both board fours have been playing well today. Although Hank Pete, man, really tough loss that last game, losing on time. So we'll see. He's staying close on the clock in this one so far, at least. What's going on here for black? Stepping the king off that diagonal. So I believe black's plan eventually is going to move this knight, get this f-pawn rolling. Also, just doesn't want any tactics to happen. You can take this, but take here. Should be interesting. Yeah. I like this because the queen is no longer protecting the knight. So yeah, if pawn takes, this should be good for black. Now, if bishop takes, saying my queen's still here in time, we can take here maybe. Or we could take here or something. But yeah, bishop takes here is a fork, I guess. Thinker teacher, thank you. Yes, you too. I appreciate it. All right, so white's thinking here. Maybe didn't see bishop takes on f3. So we are taking here. That's, I think, the best move. Now taking this g pawn, this is a thing. We can take, and if take rook, you take here with check. King takes. So yeah, that's what we see. Oh, this is hitting the queen, but yeah, you just give check. You give check here, and you get the piece back. Yep, takes, and rook or queen takes. Probably rook takes, and then you have to worry about... I mean, there's also king takes. But, okay. Queen here, now, just king back to h8, right? Rook takes. Now, I like this. Or this. Interesting. Trying to get the queens off. So who's better in this endgame? I like this connected pawn here. But it could be weak. Getting both knights to attack. So yeah, white's definitely thinking here what to do. Should I trade off queens? Rook takes, check, right? All right. Queen takes, pawn recaptures. That would be good for white. So the knight's trying to force an issue here, saying you got to do something with that queen because I ain't taking it with my queen. So where's the queen going to go? Maybe here. Maybe now you trade. But now you trade down, rook takes back, and this pawn falls. So that was not very good for white. Just knight takes. Yeah. Knight takes. Pushing the pawn. I would take this. Yeah. You drop this, but that's okay. So now rook. Yeah, rook moves. Probably just bishop back. Here... Man, I love this knight on h3. Maybe just get this knight in. Or, okay, yeah. Either way, you're going to get the knight here, and you're going to have mate threats. You're going to have smothered threats. It's not going to be pretty for white, and also not to mention the time. So not looking good for. Okay, yeah, this is a good move. You're forcing the trade unless you bring the knight back. Essentially, you could also just continue with. I don't know. You could trade off the bishop. Trophy here, board 4 for Rutgers. Lots of time left to think. Let's look at the board ones here. Pranav against Atarv. So what's going on? We've got both sets of knights interlocked here, but a very annoying pin for white. I really like Atarv's position. So grabbing a pawn first and foremost, but hitting this bishop, which is undefended as the knight is pinned. So very, very lovely position for white. King steps up, getting out of the pin, releasing this rook, defending the bishop. I would try to get these pawns rolling, man. Atarv here up a bunch of pawns. And just a really strong position here. So let's see. Lots of time as well. Let's look at the board twos. The board twos so far today have been struggling a little bit. We'll see if Caltech's board 2 can get some points on the board. This is their last game. They're 0 for 3 so far. And it looks like Salty is up a whole piece, so not looking too good for Diff. Pawn push and promote. Should be winning a piece, at least. King cannot step up, because promotion is really strong there. So King has to come here. No. Diff. You need that bishop there, man. There should be mate really soon. Or just take the bishop. Wow, I think Caltech's gonna go down, you guys, in this final round. They had a hot start. Queen takes with check. Pawn block. Queen here. It doesn't matter. That's gonna be a game. Let's look at the board threes. What's going on in this position? Ooh, there goes a rook. Super villain grabbing that exchange. This looks good for black. Outside pass pawn. Oh, I guess white was already up the exchange, so black got it back. Let's go back. So what's going on in here? This was a fork threat. This is a counter threat. So defending. So still counter threat. Now getting out of this fork. So what happened? Oh, okay. So sacking, not taking back right away. Only taking it after the fact and up a pawn here. Yeah, so Trophy ended up winning. Really strong performance from the board 4 of Rutgers. 3 out of 4. Salty won against Diff. So Diff unable to get any points. And Salty able to go 0-2 after a rough start. That clinches the win for Rutgers, you guys. We're going to have Rutgers against Caltech B team now. So the B team's going to try to get some revenge for their C team, their fallen Conrads. Yeah, finals. I don't know when that'll be. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday, maybe even Monday. We're going to have to find out. But, man, tough Caltech C team going down to Rutgers here. Unable to get the win. They probably wanted that Caltech finals match, but they still have a good chance. They have a really strong B team. So literally, it's a whole new 4 players. Just a straight up upgrade. So Rutgers, they still got a lot of work cut out for them, but they punched their ticket to the finals. So congratulations to Rutgers in Division 4. Yeah, and Atarv beat Pranav, so we'll give him his point. And we got one last game: Chess Play versus Super Villain. Both really low on the clock here, but Black is just in a commanding position. Where's this queen gonna go? Yeah, and this is the worst piece for Black, but it's gonna be fairly simple to get it into the game. You want to get the queen in here, threaten the knight, threaten some checkmate threats. Somewhere good. Alright. Just bring the queen up still. Or you grab a pawn. That's also good. No time for chess play. Hitting the rook here, but just a simple rook move, and yeah, now this queen completely boxing out this knight. All right, hitting the rook again. Queen can come up. I like this a lot. Oh boy. What just happened there, folks? The rook falls with check. Do not give queen check again. Oh, there goes the rook. There goes the knight. This pawn's gonna push through. Push the pawn. Push the pawn. Just push the pawn. Don't flag, dude. He offered draw, but I mean, oh, he flags. Dude, we saw two flags from this Caltech team with the 2-second increment. Oh my god. Did Rutgers B just do back-to-back sweeps in rounds 3 and 4? I think they did. Wow. Wow, not the start Rutgers wanted, but definitely the finish that they wanted. And what a match. Caltech C starting off hot out of the gate. My goodness. So final score 10.5 to 5.5. Definitely a much closer score. I mean, much closer match than the score would suggest, but it was a comeback. You guys were down after at least round 1 and round 2, I think. Yeah, the draw, and man, but honestly, Black had a very commanding position here and just forgot about this poor rook. In fact, saw queen here, probably saw these checks and was like, I'm gonna step out of this check, so you're not gonna give me any checks. Instead, getting checked on the diagonal. Giving up the rook. That was unfortunate. So, man, oh man. Still able to get the win, though. Definitely, I liked, after this move, queen up threatens a lot of nasty checks for Black. And, most importantly, I guess, defends the rook. But, anyways. No, it's okay. The match was clinched anyways. But you guys did well, man. Congrats. And you guys are moving on to the finals. So congratulations. And major props to this Caltech C team getting this far in the semifinals. So Caltech, they got 2 spots on the podium. 3rd place and either 1st or 2nd, guaranteed. But yeah, Rutgers B living against the C team. But they've got a whole new challenge up ahead. Going to face off Caltech's B team. So that should be exciting. And I'm looking forward to it.